There's no mistaking it. The sweet, flavor-filled aroma, the warm feeling of home. Pie. There's something about it that makes you smile from the inside. It's tradition. It's American. And knowing it's baked close to home by family and friends, well, that just makes it all the more special. It's been 40 years since pie came to northern Michigan. Oh, Grandma may have made her favorite apple pie before then. But honest-to-home baked goodness pie arrived here in Traverse City through the hard work, vision, and commitment to quality of one family. Today, an extended family of close-knit people guard that vision and protect that quality. And together, they make Sara Lee Traverse City truly a special place. Who would have guessed so many great things could begin with a small family bakery in Muskegon, Michigan?
My dad, later on, after he got to Muskegon, decided to buy a little pie company that was going out of business. And in 1922, he got into the pie business. 1935 was in the heart of the Depression. It was really chaos throughout the whole country. And I was fortunate in getting into the pie business when I was about 9, where we had a lot of filthy, dirty pie pans to clean up, and I got the job of taking care of them. And Dad kept things together with a lot of effort and a lot of work. But his market was so small that he would sell maybe 7 or 8 or 9 pies in a day. And he survived all of that to see us all through college. I was in the service and went to school, finished at the University of Michigan. He was getting up in years a little bit, and he was having a very tough time against the frozen pie that was just starting to come in. Pretty aware of the fact that my dad wasn't doing very well business-wise. Realizing what was happening, I was kind of morally committed to help. And I ran into my lovely wife, and we got situated where we got married 4 months after I met her. And with Peggy and myself in the pie business, we could begin to do something with it. And bought my dad out, his little pie company, retired him, and moved north to Elk Rapids, Michigan.
The Mackinac Bridge had not yet seen its first crossing. And northern Michigan was more known for wilderness than any sort of commerce. Yet now, the seeds were sown by Peter and Peggy Dendrinos, that this land of beautiful lakes and lush orchards would become known all across America as the home of high-quality pies. So what his father bought as the Little Atlantic Pie Company in 1922 became the Sunrise Pie Company in 1933. Would now have its home in northern Michigan as P.C. Dendrinos Frozen Foods. And soon another name change would be coming.
We were not thinking too well when we moved from Muskegon to Elk Rapids, Michigan, to try to grow a little business that had nothing going for it. It was 160 miles further away from the market. We thought a name with a little more pizzazz would help sales. And it seemed that Peter didn't work very well. Chef Pierre Foods Incorporated was the name that I had requested, and they came back and said, you can't have it because there's a company down in Cincinnati that is very close to that. But you can have Chef Pierre Incorporated. And it turned out that was the right name, Chef Pierre Incorporated.
In 1963, Chef Pierre would be moving into a newly built plant in Traverse City. The whole community was invited to celebrate the occasion at an open house, pie had truly found a new home.
Never anticipating that I'd ever even have a thought about going back in the pie business. But Pete did that. He talked me into it. Our main thrust in getting our business going was to make a high quality product. We just tried to do the best we could, and there was no idea how far we could go. Whenever I got into a town and a hotel, I would take pies with me, put them in the freezer, get up early in the morning and bake pies, bake 3 or 4 pies, take them with me, do the same thing the next day. 3 years, I'd been to almost every state in the Union. Our 2 biggest competitors had been ongoing for quite a while, Mrs. Smith and Lloyd J. Harris. You can't always prove to somebody else you're better because they don't like the idea that something is better. But if they will agree that it's equal, then they'll buy it. In the late 70s, we first met John Bryan, who was president of Sara Lee, and they eventually showed an interest in our business. We merged our business with theirs, and most of it's quality, most of it's attention to quality. And as you're probably aware, this was always true with Sara Lee for 20, 30, 40 years before we ever got connected with them.
Pete had the idea of freezing pies. His dad did not freeze pies. Pete was very conscientious when it came to manufacturing. He was the heart of the manufacturing base. Mike always took a pie in, a spatula in, a knife in, cut right there and put it on the guy's desk and say, taste it. Sara Lee was known for quality. They were very known for quality. They got the best pound cake in the world. I was impressed with Mike's whole attitude towards quality. Then Pete's too. That was branded in to Pete's mind, and that's what Mike sold. Their pies were the typical homemade look pie. We were the Cadillac, and quality means people too, without any doubt. It's not just what we put into the pie, it's who made it. They were happy, they used to sing on the line. I couldn't believe it. They were sitting on crates because we had no lunchroom. But they made quality. The only distributor was Gordon Foods. Later on came then Cisco, Nifta, Sexton, Peabody, Monarch, and many, many more. Kentucky Fried Chicken, Wendy's, Red Lobster, Long John Silver. I can keep on going from here to Timbuktu because we had a product for every fast food restaurant in the world. We wanted to stay with food service, and that was the blessing of the whole company growth. Our cheesecake was better than Sara Lee's cheesecake, and Sara Lee's #1 item that started out the business was cheesecake. They looked to us and said, how did they do it? I never forget, we had the CEO of Sara Lee came up. That's a plus for any company. When the people who bought you out want to find out how did you make it, because they saw already that when we got to stick with that what they did. Why break it if it's not broken? Pete was just demanding that nothing varies, demanding that everything stays the same the way he did it. People look out maybe for quality in clothes. They look out for quality in cars. But I think the most important thing is quality in food.
In the early years, Peter Dendrinos would return to customers again and again, only to hear that they were totally satisfied by their current suppliers and that his pie couldn't be half as good. One week, one of them ran out of rhubarb pie and reluctantly tried some of the Dendrinos product, which opened a small door the next week that Peter was able to talk his way through.
I said, hey, how about doing me a favor? Take a case of Lloyd J. Harris apple pies, and I'll give you a case of our apple pies, high pies. And when your customers come in asking for a piece of apple pie, cut them 2 pieces and let them keep score on which one they liked the best. And I came back the next week and he said, I can't believe it. I said, well, I told you, didn't I? He said, I can't believe it. I said, how many customers thought the Lloyd J. Harris was the best pie? He said, none. None. 36 one-year pie. Now, the significant part of this story was not the fact that he bought pies, and he did from then on forever. There was a fellow sitting over on a counter who was the frozen food distributor salesman for Gordon Food. He said, if I get you an audience with the boss, Ben Gordon, would you come in and show some of your product to him and let's see what we can do selling your pies? And they just loved him. Before I left the office, he gave me an order for 700 cases. 700, so that's 3,600 pies. I couldn't make 3,600 pies. There was no way that I have freezer space to do it, you know. By the next morning, we were making enough pies to get 600 cases to fill that order for Gordon Food.
Never again could this family business be called a little pie shop. They were now on target to change what the world knew of commercial pie. Dedication, experience, and sometimes even a little stubbornness.
Today at Sara Lee, we're all about teamwork, you know, working together.
Good at making machinery work around here as far as revamping something.
We're low case, you know, cost producers.
Somehow we get it done. Like I said, we have our issues, but the end result is usually successful.
That's, we got customers that's been with us for 30, 35, 40 years.
We're all about making a product that is second to none.
Closest thing to grandma's pie that there is.
Chef Pierre pushed quality, pushed caring about their people, and Sara Lee does the exact same thing.
When I first worked here, we wanted to make the best product on the market. Chef Pierre was the best pie you could buy, and that was instilled in everybody that came here.
Again, it's the flexibility this place has, how we can crank on, crank off if we have to.
I think we try harder to make the best pie, to be the best. We used to have a slogan back in the Chef Pierre days, the best pie you can buy. Truly believe it.
When I first started here, I didn't think I was going to make it a week, and then I had in my mind, well, maybe a year. It's just till I found something better, and then 28 years later, I'm still here.
You just about run whatever you want to run with whoever you got down there on the floor to run it.
90% of the people here come here to work.
The best way to get the job done is just do it right, and nobody else has to fuss with it.
The people on the lines, they know when stuff's not right.
We have an extremely strong work ethic here. Our people are work-oriented, and they care about what they do.
What I think is good about the Traverse City plant is that we've all been here for such a long time, and that we've grown as a family because we got to know each other all as rookies first hiring in. None of us knew what we were doing. We learned it together.
Here we make pies every day, and we're darn good at it. We've got a lot of people that know what they're doing, and we make a quality product.
What makes our pie better than anybody out there is one word in my eyes, is quality.
Every box that goes in is the same quality. We use good ingredients.
Quality is what I do. Quality is what I live.
And if I don't want to eat it, I don't want to make it.
Good feeling.
Quality.
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 It's important to the people that work here.
Because without it, we wouldn't have customers.
Quality speaks for itself.
They get upset if we make something that appears to be inferior and doesn't meet the standards that they think we should meet.
For your own personal satisfaction more than anything.
And it's just not customers, it's our family that eat those products also.
Consistency, consistency, consistency.
If our quality drops and we don't have a quality product, then people stop buying it, and then we don't have jobs.
Right from the get-go, when it was Chef, it was quality.
The finished product can never be better than the ingredients that you put into it.
Making a good product, you know, you got to remember that and you'll buy it a second time, a third time.
We have people who really do care and have a lot of pride in what goes out of this plant.
I have never had to fight for quality in this plant.
Without the people that we have here, we couldn't be as good as we are.
We're an effective team because I think we all understand that our jobs rely on each other.
People are still very close and very friendly.
People can get along, they understand the big picture, the win-win type situations. There does not seem to be a lot of conflict, like I'm a manager, you're a supervisor, I'm an hourly employee. It's a lot of open door policy, a lot of good camaraderie.
Together, we get the job done.
I know we take pride in our work. We try to do the best we can.
There is a depth of experience at what we do, and it's showing.
We all take pride in what we do. I take pride in my job.
Obviously, we've had a lot of wonderful employees.
A lot of good people work here. They all care about what they're doing. They care about what kind of product they put out.
I like the management here. Most of them worked with us on the floor 10 or 15 years ago.
We all work together.
We have differences of opinions, but in the end, it seems like everybody tends to work together to get to the end goal.
We have great people here. I mean, the people are what really matters here. They have a lot of pride in what they do. There are several generations of families here. They have a passion for what they do.
We're good at making pies. We're getting the job done. I mean, the people here are very dedicated.
The best thing about the plant here is the people.
Been able to deal with the changes through the years, keep up with the times, and stay ahead of our competition. We just seem to know who can gel and who can't gel.
We just all been here forever, I'm telling you.
We have good equipment, but it's not great equipment. But we've got great people, and I don't think you could find better people to do the job.
We want to deliver what the customer wants.
They want a product that looks good, and the biggest thing is it's got to taste good.
A safe pie to eat.
I would like to give what I would like to buy.
They expect a fair price.
We're holding our costs down. We're doing the right thing.
Our main objective is to take care of the customer. I mean, if we keep the customer happy, they're going to buy product from us.
You buy something one time and it's not right, chances are you're not going to buy it again.
Somebody's baby might be eating it, so make sure it's clean when it goes in.
Our goal here is to delight these customers.
They expect the best.
It would be something that I want to feed my family, that I would want to have as a dessert if I was having company, and would be very proud to put out on the table and then say, oh, by the way, that's made where I work.
They want a perfect pie or a perfect product, and they want it at a low cost.
I certainly wouldn't expect them to buy something that I wouldn't serve my family as well.
I mean, I'm a customer when I'm not here, and I expect quality.
The real secret is buying the best ingredients.
We know there's competitors out there. We know they'd like to take away our pie customers. And the way we stop that is just by doing our best every day. And the effort, the challenge of doing that is what I like coming to work for every day.
Quality in a business goes 100% of the time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
It takes special people to make special pies. And the folks at Sara Lee Traverse City are more than just co-workers. They're a family of committed individuals that aren't afraid to remind each other of their most important product, quality.
The plant, I feel like we're a family because I spend more time at the plant than I do with my family sometimes.
I would say a large family where you have siblings with different opinions and different ideas of what's right, what's wrong, because that's what makes it successful.
I don't have any family here, but the people here are my family.
I've had 4 other brothers here.
Everybody trusts everybody, and everybody would do anything for the next person, because we are a family.
I met my wife here, and one of the greatest memories I have here is the first day I saw her. I knew she was something special.
Since I've worked here, I've seen people get married, have children,
grandchildren?
Because we all kind of grew up together and we've been here forever. It's just like having another family. And they stand behind you no matter what.
Well, it's my second home.
We were always there for each other, just like families should be.
You know, if you got to work together, you might as well get along.
As in any family, there's a lot of bickering, a lot of fighting, but I think overall this plant works very well together.
I don't really have a favorite. I just think that most everything we make is a good product.
I've been, like I say, I'm 35 years and I still eat the product we make here.
Family get-togethers, I'm the one elected to bring dessert.
My favorite product has to be our high pies.
I really like the cherry cordial, chocolate cherry cordial high pie.
I love the cherry, I like the apple cranberry, and I think I like it because it's the closest thing that Grandma makes.
You know, my wife works here too, and she likes to make her own desserts and everything. But I tell her, I say, we make great desserts here. I says, people really like them.
Would probably be the peanut butter pie. That's my favorite, unless it was a high pie blueberry. They'd be real close.
Oh gosh, it's got to be the chocolate peanut butter pie.
They'll get down and get pumpkin pie when we're making them.
There's something about that no sugar added crust and filling.
High pie, apple pie.
High pies, I think, are the best.
I like them all.
I like our Boston cream pies.
Well, when we have a family gathering, I usually serve apple pie. Apple high pie is wonderful. I really like the French coconut pre-baked pie, probably the best. Tastes like a big macaroon cookie, you know.
I like cheesecake just because I work on it.
I love the lemon dessert cups, and that's usually my line. And I love the chocolate peanut butter pie.
Well, I have two favorites. One is a blackberry high pie, and the other is a rhubarb pie.
Sara Lee, in his food service pie sales, coast to coast, has about 45 different kinds of pies. One pie represents more than 50% of the sales of the company. Which one is that? Yeah, apple.
I love it in Traverse City because of the Four Seasons.
Because of the beauty.
Here you got the trees, you got the water.
It's a pretty area, it really is. You appreciate it. You go away from here, you come back, and you see how pretty it is in this area.
I enjoy the Four Seasons. You know, once we get into one, I'm looking forward to the next.
I like to go watch the sunset over the bay.
And I get to live in the best area in the world right here.
We have good, clean, clear beaches.
All the hiking trails, wildlife.
I like the lakes. I like all the water, fishing and stuff.
I've always really enjoyed the Great Lakes, and Lake Michigan's the prettiest lake of them all, I think.
I mean, there's always something to do around here.
It really is a lot of big city niceties in a small town atmosphere yet.
You get up in there and walk through the orchards and smell the blossoms of the orchard.
I sure wouldn't want to move from here.
And on weekends, you're on vacation in Traverse City.
Traverse City isn't exactly the center of national commerce. But that doesn't stop Sara Lee Traverse City from consistently leading the Sara Lee Corporation as a low case cost provider. So what is it about this community that inspires the Sara Lee family to outshine everyone else?
The cherry pie, I think, really made an impact on the whole community. Not just this plant that made it, but the whole community was very proud that we had the world's largest cherry pie.
I think it made people aware of the type of work we do.
It was unbelievable. They just took that whole line apart, took it down there.
I couldn't even tell you all the people that helped. Well, there was a lot of preparation, everything from building the pan and to making the filling, moving equipment downtown.
I was quite involved with building the pie pan itself over at Jacqueline Steel, so that was a big deal.
Behind the scenes here at the plant, we made all the dough and everything for that giant pie and all the filling.
We had to dump cherries for that. Oh my God, we dumped so many cherries.
We had Elmer's Crane come in and lift the pie into the oven, and we made it and baked it right there on site. We started baking about 6:37 in the morning.
It was great. A lot of people, oh my, a lot of people. We made national news, world news.
It wasn't just because it was large, it was really good. The quality was excellent. We laid the top crust on as if it were sod. We rolled it out, seamed it together, used great cherries that were donated by our local growers.
I mean, we served a ton of people down there that day, you know, and it was great. It tasted great.
Like I said, it was a heck of a good time. You know, it was something that we did for the community and with the community, so it was a great effort.
I came back at night, about 9:30 at night, and there were people in the pan peeling the dough off the bottom and eating it. I think maybe putting it near the beverage tent might have helped a little bit, but I mean, they picked that pan clean. And you know, when something is good, people are going to eat it.
The world's largest cherry pie. I remember I found one of the dessert cups in my mom's freezer about 10 years after that.
Sara Lee employees are big on quality, big on taste, and also very big on, well, cherry pies. Ask any of them about the world's largest cherry pie, and you're bound to get a good story. "40 years, millions of pies, one vision." Sara Lee, Traverse City. It's a legacy of quality, of unwavering commitment to each other, the community, and most importantly, the customers. It's a vision shared by everyone who walks into the facility every morning, a belief that good enough is never good enough for America's table. Sara Lee, Traverse City. Tradition never tasted so good.
Bakery business is always going to be here.
They know that the people here are here to stay, and which they can just go by how many years we all have in here.
And so they just have to keep doing the best job they can to keep the business and grow the business.
When I get up in the morning, I feel like coming in and putting in another day.
I'm up for a challenge.
If there's something wrong, we complain about it or we yell and holler until something does get done.
Hey, sometimes it's even fun here.
If you're not progressive and you don't have the passion, you're not going to win. And I've been in the field. I've been to cuttings. I know we're winning. We're eliminating our competitors one by one.
Time flies when you're having fun, I guess, huh?
We spent a lot of time with this video talking about the individual accomplishments and their feelings and their successes and how they felt about making Chef Pierre product, starting the brand, building the brand, and how they felt about Sara Lee and the company becoming Sara Lee and then continuing that same tradition with the Sara Lee pie. And I think it's really important to recognize those individuals, but it really isn't about those individuals. It's really about all of us. And I really think that this plant has been successful because we've had not just a small core of people that have been committed, but we've had an entire workforce that has been committed to making the best product they can day in and day out. Thanks to everyone for the hard work, but also you deserve recognition too.
They've been told that they're too far from the nation's supply lines. The bottom line says something quite different, as they are the nation's low-case cost providers, as well as proven leaders in safety and quality. Every year they make enough pies that if you were to place them end to end, they would reach from coast to coast well over 4 times. To say a job well done is an incredible understatement. But at least now we know the answer to the question of why pie had its home in Traverse City for 40 years.